Fellow makeup lovers, how are you doing today? So I'm super excited for this video because it's on the look that I'm wearing right now, obviously, and I really just love how this turned out. I really just wanted to play with makeup. I used a ton of different palettes, but you can use whatever you have, and I love how it came out. I was really inspired to do something in this color scheme, so if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. So I'm starting off with the ColourPop brow color in Honey Blonde, I believe, and I'm just using this to define my brows and really carve them out. I wanted to go with bold brows since I knew that I would be doing a bolder eye look today. If you guys see me doing like a really creepy grin, I was watching a really funny YouTube video while I was doing my brows, so that's why I keep like smiling while I do my brows. But I'm just carving them out, and I'm using an Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, which is really precise and gets right where you want the product to go. And then I'm just going very lightly towards the front of my eyebrows. And then also I love to spoolie the product out just to make it look a little bit more natural, which I forgot to do, which is why I went back after starting the other eye. Now I'm going in with the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, and I'm just using that to prime my eyelids, and this is a really great affordable primer. Now I'm going into the RCMA No Color Powder. You can use any powder that you have, and I'm just setting that primer to make blending easier later on. Now I'm going in with the Juvia's Place Saharan palette, and I'm taking this light brown transition shade, and I'm just blending that into my crease, really diffusing it out. And then I'm going in with some tape just because I want my shape of my eyeshadow to be very cat-like and cut and precise. Now I'm going in with the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place, and I'm taking this teal shade, and I'm just blending this into my crease, and I'm going to really build this up. I'm using a fluffy brush, which is why it doesn't look as pigmented, but I'm just using a little bit of product at a time and slowly getting it where I want to. In all honesty, I ended up going in with the Jaclyn Hill palette, which you could just use the teal that they have in there. It would work just fine, but like I said, I was playing with a ton of palettes and just going along with no like real plan. So I'm just blending that, and I'm also adding some color into the inner corners of the eye as well, because I know that it's going to be a halo eye. Now I'm going in with the darkest green shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette. I love this green so much. It's so beautiful. It's so dark and deep, but it really comes off as green, which I really enjoy and appreciate. And I'm just using a tiny precise crease brush, and I'm slowly building that up in my outer corner, and then I'm also going to end up bringing it into my inner corner as well, because like I said, we're doing a halo eye, so we want to match the inside to the outside. And I'm starting off with a little bit of product and slowly building up more and more until I get my desired intensity. And then I'm going back in with a fluffy brush and just blending that out. And I also end up adding a little bit more product to keep that teal shade nice and strong. And you guys are just going to see me go back and forth between the dark shade, the light shade, the blending brush. I just find that going back and forth really helps the blending game be strong. So sometimes I cut that out of tutorials to save time, but I always go back and forth to really blend out the eyeshadow. Now I'm going in with an e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow, which I love, and I'm just using this to kind of carve out the middle of my lid. I'm not being super precise, but I really want to add a base for my lid shades, which I'm going to go in with later, and I really felt like this helped add that nice pop to the center, and just kind of gave me a layout of what I was doing. Now I'm going in with the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Coconut, and I'm just patting that onto the outer corners almost of my eye, like kind of the area between the middle and the outer corner, so that I can slowly blend towards the inside, but I wanted that nice blue between the green and the gold. Now I'm going in with this green ColourPop eyeshadow. I cannot remember the shade, but I will have everything in the description box as always. And I'm adding this to the middle of my eyelid. It looks a little bit messy right now, but just hang in there. It will look way better in just a minute. I'm going back in with that precise crease brush and just blending out the edges and kind of fixing up that green shade just a little bit. And then blending with my big fluffy brush. Now I'm going into the shade Telepathy from the Kathleen Lights Times ColourPop collection, and I'm just adding that on a very precise brush to the center of my eyelid to add just a little extra pop to the look. And then I'm taking this shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just using that to highlight underneath my brow bone. Now I'm going with the Jessie's Girl eyeliner, which I bought forever ago and forgot that I had it, and I found it today. And I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to use that. And it really is as amazing as everyone says. It's very, very black and precise, and the line is super thin, so you can really get it where you want. And I decided to go ahead and draw a little wing, and then I'm going to pop on some lashes. And before I started the video, I put the Glossier Priming Moisturizer Rich on my skin and let it soak in. And now I'm using the Becca First Light Priming Filter to prime my skin and make it extra luminous. With the BH Cosmetics Naturally Flawless Foundation, which I've been loving and using in all my videos recently, and a few drops of the Cover FX Foundation drops, which add more coverage. And I'm just mixing that together and applying that with a Real Techniques, I think it's their contour brush, but I prefer it for foundation. My sponge was not wet, I realized, so that's why I'm using a brush. I prefer a sponge 100%. And for some reason, the foundation looks really white on my face compared to my skin, but I think it's just because of my ring light. But don't worry, in natural light, it matches. And now I'm going with the ABH concealer in 0.5 and a brush that came in the Pro brush set from Wet n Wild, which I love and I did a review on, but I'm just using that to spot conceal around my face because I'm breaking out horribly right now. And I'm just lightly tapping that in with my dry sponge. And now I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair and just highlighting a little bit and concealing underneath my eyes. And again, using the dry sponge to blend it out because I was so lazy I could not get up and wet it. But I mean, it still did the trick. Just wasn't as luminous as I would prefer. And then I'm going in with the RCMA No Color Powder and just setting the under eyes first and then lightly setting my entire face. Now I'm going in with a bronzer from Makeup Revolution, and this is actually super nice. It kind of has a satin finish to it, and it's a little bit on the warmer side, but it's very blendable and you can build it up on fair skin, so I don't find it too intimidating. And I'm just putting that on the contours of my cheeks and then on my forehead. And then I'm going with one of the Kylie Cosmetics blushes, which I love, again, for fair skin because I feel like they're super light and natural. If you have darker skin, I do not recommend them. They're not pigmented enough to show up on darker skin, but if you're really fair and you find blushes can be a little bit intimidating and just too pigmented, then I definitely recommend the Kylie ones. But now I'm just going in with the lightest teal shade that we used first and blending that along the lower lash line with a like fluffy pencil brush, and then I'm taking a smaller precise pencil brush and going in with the dark green and doing the inner and outer third of the lower lash line. And then I'm taking the Zulu palette again and I'm taking the green shade and I'm just using a little eyeliner brush to put that in the middle, just to add the halo effect on the lower lash line to mirror the top. And then I'm just blending that out. And adding that same highlight shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette onto the inner corner of my eyes for a nice little pop. And then I'm just adding some eyeliner to my waterline and tight line to make this look a little bit more smoky. And I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Mascara for my bottom lashes. Next, I'm taking the Kylie Cosmetics highlighter. This is French Vanilla, and I'm using this as more of an all-over highlight. This is really pretty. It's like borderline natural. I mean, it has a really pretty glow to it, but it's not super, super intense. So I'm just adding that all over my face in the spots that you would highlight. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the Ofra Times Nikki Tutorials Glazed Donut Highlighter, which has been my absolute favorite lately. And I'm just adding that to like the top of the highlight just for like a little bit of extra emphasis. I could like these two highlighters mixed together. I think they make a really pretty shade. So I'm just adding that because I love to glow. And then I'm taking the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lipstick in Midi. This used to be my favorite lipstick and I haven't worn it in probably a year. And you guys, I cannot believe that I liked ColourPop liquid lipsticks. They are so dry, it's ridiculous. I think my tastes have definitely changed. I'm just taking the glazed donut again and doing a little bit of body highlight, just because I really wanted to highlight my décolletage. So that's everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!